What's up, Juventini? We've got a ton to tackle. We're going to go through confirmations on rumors. We'll go through Højlund. We'll go through Tonali and Juve inquire on De Bruyne. Where does that stand? We'll look at that. Juve does a flip on Chico Conceicao. Change of plans there. We got contract extensions. We got Masada and Juntoli both at Juventus, and massive plans ahead for Giorgio Chiellini and Juventus. The latest around Chiellini's potential future inside Juventus, and we've got more on top of that. I'm ready to tackle it all. It's Berto, it's the AJC, it's May 22nd. Let's rock with the news. And being May 22nd on this day 1996, there could only be one kit I rock. This is the day that we tackled our second Champions League with Gianluca Vialli hoisting the trophy. So today we remember that fantastic victory on kicks against Ajax. All right, a fantastic squad, fantastic coach Marcello Lippi. I will always remember that moment, and it's when fandom for me 3 years prior is when it started, and then that's when it really skyrocketed. Watching my dad get emotional at that celebration. So we remember the Champions League victory. Now on to the news. We've got confirmations on rumors. When it comes to Rasmus Højlund, Juventus has been one of the clubs named as being linked with the player. Today we get confirmations. We are in on Rasmus Højlund. We are also joined by Napoli and Inter as well. And remember, this move apparently could start off with a loan, and Juve is definitely monitoring the situation. When it comes to Tonali, we have been linked even yesterday, saying when Champions League is secured, knock on wood, we go all in. Well, today the price tag apparently is set at 100 million euros for Newcastle to even sit down at the table for Tonali. I've said it all along with this thing. It is a luxury signing we don't need to make at the moment, all right? We don't need to do that. We've got other priorities on the roster to tackle first. Kevin De Bruyne, though, that would be a play. Now we get multiple reports. Juve has inquired on Kevin De Bruyne. However, too little, too late. Mirko Di Natale claims timing and wage demands probably put Juventus out on this, and Napoli seems front runner. As far as timing goes, we should have been looking at this the second it come up, and after the MLS things got shut down because it was seemingly done and he was going to head to the MLS saying his goodbye, but then all of a sudden they jump in on it. Juve should have been in there at the forefront. When it comes to wage demands, remember our structure, remember our rules we put in place on older players and their salary and their wages. We were always going to pay them less. That's fine for the time being when we were working out of a deficit and getting our books right, but the books are right now. You have to scrap that rule if you want to sign these guys. I know there are injury concerns around the player, but look at what we went through with Cole Miners, with Douglas Luiz this season. You give me Kevin De Bruyne for even half of the matches in a season, and you're already out on top. I would have done this. I would have gone after Kevin De Bruyne, and I would have scrapped our wage rules for older players. Would you have? How do you feel about the De Bruyne situation? Now we get to Chico Conceicao. Juve apparently has changed their mind. He is going to be joining Juventus for the Club World Cup, according to today's reports. Juve still has no intention of going to the full 30 million euros. What they want is the 10 million they've paid on loan this season to account for 10 million in that purchase price, and they will go and add 20 on top of it. But Porto doesn't seem willing to accept that, so we wait and see. But for now, he is listed as a player joining us at the Club World Cup, and he'll also be joined, according to today's reports, by Rugani, Filip Kostic, and Thiago Giallo. It appears Fenerbahce is not going to be picking up Filip Kostic despite having a good season, and the reports saying that Fenerbahce was pleased with him. Hey, when it rains, it pours, everybody. Some contracts are literally fino alla fine. Now, speaking of contracts, we got extensions. Savona, close to extending to 2030 with Juventus. He'll see an increase in salary. Gatti will finalize his contract extension by the end of this month. Now, Juntoli, his future uncertain. Well, Massara, we heard about him being linked to Juventus. We saw him 2 days later after the links, leaving Stade Rennais by mutual consent. Well, now we're hearing both. Massara can come into Juventus and Tonali can stay there. Apparently is the idea there for them to work in tandem. Let's see. How does Giorgio Chiellini feel about it? Will he have a say in it? Well, today we get reports that there are big plans in place for Juventus for Giorgio Chiellini, and the goal for him is to in the near future become president of Juventus. That apparently is the goal and the plan set out by the people in power right now for Giorgione. And when Mirko Di Natale reported this, he says he is destined to become a key figure in Juve's setup. And as far as the sporting decisions go, he might not have as much say as earlier led to believe by the past reports over the past couple weeks, because he might be an even bigger figure. But even with that comes decisions on the sporting side. So I think president or not, he's going to have a say. But this is interesting around Giorgio Chiellini. How do you feel about that? Hit me in the comments. Meanwhile, Serie A names its player of the month. It is Khéphren Thuram. Khéphren Thuram gets Serie A player of the month. And he is not rewarded with a call-up to the France national side. Instead, you'll see names like Guendouzi. Yeah, getting snubbed by an entire group that is worse than you. It's okay, man. Get that Italian citizenship. Then you could get snubbed by Spalletti, like Locatelli is. Now, congratulations to Khéphren Thuram. Venezia, the big away match to finish things off. Tudor's going to have to do something he hasn't done yet since becoming the bench boss. Win away from home. Hey, you got to get that done. When it comes to the lineup, McKennie is fully recovered. He still went through differential training separate from the group, as well as Gatti and Koopmeiners. But Koopmeiners is the only one carrying serious doubt for the final match of the season. All signs pointing to his season being done, and we'll see him at the Club World Cup. That's your news break, everybody. You know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, join our AJC Army, but let me know your thoughts on all the news you just heard, and let's mix it up. I'm back tomorrow as always. Till then, fino alla fine, forza Juventus. Ciao tutti.